Welcome back everyone, this is Mondo All Day, back with another video. And in this video, we'll be taking a look at a Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong, the hardcover. I'll be talking about a little bit of the story, the art, and of course if it's worth your purchase or not. Before we get started, make sure you hit the subscribe button, turn on support channel, put the key up to date, and watch videos like this. So let's take a look at front of the dust jacket, the spine, the back, and I'll show you a full spread image of the dust jacket. I really like this art right here. And then you will see the art like this. This is pretty cool. So this is the side. The front of the book. The spine. The back of the book. And of course a full spread image of the art so you can see that, which I really like this art piece. Alright. Let's take a look at what's inside. So what is this book about? So the book is about Lex Luthor is after a specific artifact that is located in Superman's Fortress of Solitude. So Lex Luthor gathers the Legion of Doom to break into the Fortress of Solitude. And then when that happens, they obviously trigger a signal to the Justice League that there is a breaking into the Fortress of Solitude. The story progresses, and a Legion of Doom member accidentally opens a portal to another universe or dimension, aka the world where we have here Godzilla and Kong and all the other monsters. And so now the heroes have to fight against these monsters, aka Kong and Godzilla and so forth, and also try to figure out what's going on, how do we stop them, more importantly, how did they get here? And that is the gist of the story. It's a pretty short story, it's only 7 issues, but with that said, I really enjoy this book, man. This is a fun book. This book reminds me of the other, like, one-off stories. I remember, what's it called? DC Mech, I believe that's what it's called. Then also the Jurassic League, right? Where, like, the DC heroes are, like, dinosaurs. I know it's silly and gimmicky, but it's fun. And it's just like that, where this is a simple premise with a simple concept of just having DC heroes go up against, well, these monsters, aka Godzilla and Kong and so forth. And again, the story itself, it's pretty straightforward. It can be predictable. I mean, you can kind of figure out how it's going to end. I won't say too much because I don't want to spoil anything, but yeah. Even though it's predictable, even though it's a simple premise, I still have a lot of fun time with it. One, seeing all these DC heroes, working together and trying to stop these monsters is really fun. You see a lot of the Bat family, Amazonians, Atlanteans, the Lanterns. They all work together, come together to fight these monsters. It's really interesting to see how they fight up against these big, huge monsters, especially Godzilla. So that's like the fun part about it. And then when you have this really good, clean art, it just works hand in hand. So again, the story is pretty simple, but I really had a good time with it. If you're going into this book with something more, if you're looking for more character development or depth, you're going to be disappointed. If you just want to sit down and just read a book without any prior knowledge, boom, here you go. And so, I can't say too much because I'll spoil it. It's a really, really short story and pretty straightforward premise, but I had a really good time with it. And so, by the time it ended, I was just like, okay, can we get a part 2 where, well, I can't say it, but I'll just say that I'm hoping maybe there's a part 2 where we have the heroes work alongside with certain characters and fight up against other characters, which I'm not going to say. If you read this book, you know what I'm talking about. Do you need to have prior knowledge? No, you're perfectly fine. The only prior knowledge is just, well, probably King Kong, Godzilla, and DC characters. So, I would say no. Paper quality, it is matte. You know me, I prefer the glossy paper, but it is matte, so, The art's actually pretty good. Some of the art is kind of just your typical comic, but a good amount are really, really bright and very colorful. That's why I do prefer the whole glossy paper, because if this book had a glossy paper, I think the art would pop more, because a lot of bright colors on here. So, yeah, the art's good, but some of it is just kind of... Pacing, I would say definitely above average. At first, it does take some time to kind of pick up, but once you get past that first couple issues, then you're good to go. So overall, what do I give this book? Honestly, I give it a thumbs up for me. As I mentioned, if you're looking for like really in-depth storytelling, this is not it. If you just want to read a book where it involves superheroes working together and defeat these huge monsters, this is it for you. If you're looking for a book you just want to turn off your brain and just read, this is the book for you. So, once again, thumbs up for me. Now let's take a look at the cover, which is, again, the art's really cool here on the cover art. Look at that. Right? Really, really bright. I mean, the matte paper does not do it justice. Look at all this bright colors, right? Imagine this was glossy paper. Oof, it would really shine brightly. Of course, this one, look at this art. Damn. Look at that fight, man. Wonder Woman. This is really cool. Look at this. Oof. And then you got all the superheroes right here for the DC. Oh, man, that's really, really cool. Just look at the size of and the scale. Godzilla next to Superman. And I'm telling you, there's a lot of these cover arts. Look at this. Really cool. You got Nightwing, Supergirl. As I mentioned, you get a lot of DC superheroes in this book. So that's what makes it fun. Nice classic looking art. Oof. And that, as they say, is, well, that. Let me know what you guys think. Have you read this book? Do you plan on reading this book? Leave it in the comment section below. As always, make sure you hit the subscribe button to our support channel to keep up to date and watch videos like this. This includes an overview of the Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong hardcover, and on to the next one.